Hello, hello, God bless you. I wanted to make this video to give some insight on women who have been in a abusive relationship. And you probably know someone that is going through that, or you're trying to figure it out. And you are probably the victim also that may be watching. But first, I want to start with the loved ones. If you feel like a loved one is in an abusive relationship and you're trying to figure out why won't she leave? Why won't she just leave? You know, you're frustrated with that because you love her. You love her and you want the best for her, but she does not understand that. She don't understand that. And I've been in an abusive relationship, and I want to give some insight about it. When I was in an abusive relationship, I was getting beat on so bad. And it was times where I just didn't know what to do. Because I'm going to tell you something. It can be a physical thing, but it's also mental. It's a mental and a spiritual thing as well. Because when you're in a relationship like that, abusive relationship, you feel like you're not good enough. Like no one else will love you. No one else will understand. And so I remember wanting to leave, but I just didn't know how to, because I felt in danger. I felt in danger. I felt like, how can I get out of this situation where I won't get killed, you know? And then when you have children, you have to put your children in perspective as well. You want the best for yourself. You want the best for your children. But it takes a while to get there. It takes a while for a woman to finally realize that, okay, I can't take no more. So in the beginning of the abusive relationship, you know, they will say, I'm sorry. I love you. And you be so in love with this guy or your husband. You be so in love with him, and that you just want him to love you back. But in this case, he just don't love you. And you kind of know that. You kind of know that he don't love you, because if a man is hitting you, that means he actually hates you. But in your mind, you're convincing yourself, oh, he loves me. He want to do the best. And they come off so sincere. They even cry. They get emotional and be like, I'm sorry. I love you so much. I just don't know what to do. I need help. They do all of that. And best believe it. Just know that it's all a lie. They just it's something in them that strongly hates you because it's a spiritual thing. You know, we know that we don't fight against flesh and blood, but we fight against principalities in high places. So it's a spiritual attack, but you just don't know it. Satan uses humans to destroy you. Satan sees something in you that is irritating him. And so I have to learn that. I'm like, why? As of this moment in my life, I cannot believe I even put up with something like that. Do you know that? Like, when I hear a woman getting beat, I'm over here like, why? Like, is she, why? You know what I'm saying? I can't see myself. And then when I realize, I'm like, hold on, I've been in that situation before. It's just, it's so demonic that abusive women just don't understand that it's more than getting beat. It's a spiritual attack. Okay. So, you probably wonder why a lot of us women just don't leave. We don't feel good enough. We want to hold the relationship. We are embarrassed. We don't want people to know that we're getting abused, because that's embarrassing on our part. It's embarrassing. And so when someone asks us if you're getting abused or why won't you leave, you most likely, women lie. They're going to lie for their husbands. They're going to lie for their boyfriend. They're going to lie because they don't want people to hate him. Because if people hate him, he's going to feel it and he's going to be abusive to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this how it was. I didn't tell people the truth because I remember getting hit on my head. It was a scar on my head because he hit me in the door. And my father said, is he beating you? Because that's weird. And I would lie for my now he's now my ex-husband. But I lied for him because I didn't want the tension in the home. Because if I would have told my dad the truth, my dad would have gave, him the worst life ever. So I felt like I'm living with this dude. I got kids by him. I don't need any tension. I would be like, I want everybody to know that if you say something to him, she's going to be in trouble for it. She's getting abused for how you are treating him. So it's like, you don't know, you want to tell the truth, but you need safety. You know what I'm saying? So another thing is that, even all the talk that you do and convincing that you will give her about like, leave him, she got to do it on her own. She got to do it on her own. Let me repeat this. You can do all the convincing you want to make her leave. You can put her in a safe spot, a safe area. Majority of the times, it don't work. They go back. It's because the woman has to be fed up on her own. She have to be tired on her own. So that's how it works. I know that y'all probably think that is weird, but that is just the case. Okay. Another thing, I had a child by him, and I was also pregnant by him. So I wanted our children to be raised by their father. I wanted that, but it just, like, we fight for that. You want that, because my mom and dad are still married, and so that was my desire, is for me to stay in a relationship with the kids that I had by my husband. I wanted our kids to be raised by their father, and so that was in my mind as well. I was fighting for that and wanted that and desired that. But later I realized that this ain't worth it. This ain't worth it. You know what woke me up is that when I had went to work and he beat our son. He drowned him in the toilet, and then he threw him down the stairs. And our son was 2 years old, and he was over here telling me that he was getting beat by his father while I was at work. That's when I decided to wake up. But it was many a times I used to pray and I say, Lord, please just let him cheat on me or something. Like, I know y'all think I'm crazy here, but I don't even know why I stayed. And I want y'all to know, like I said before, this is a spiritual thing. But I used to be like, why am I staying with him? Why? Like, I feared for my life. Like, I was scared to talk to him. He even beat me in front of people. And people didn't do anything. I received no help at all, But anyways, I used to be like, why am I putting up with this? I said, Lord, if he could just cheat on me, because I don't play with cheating. You know what I'm saying? I do not play with cheating. I was like, if he could just cheat on me and I have real evidence, I will leave. Because that was my thing. Like, if he cheat on me, that's it for me. And that'll make me leave, So I never had true evidence of him cheating on me, I heard rumors, but I needed evidence because he was always a smooth talker, But when he decided to harm our 2-year-old son and I was pregnant, that's when I said, oh my goodness, this dude is evil. You know what I mean? That's when I decided to wake up. I said, if I don't love myself, I gotta love our child. And that's what made me wake up. And it took me years to finally tell somebody that this man is beating on me. Do you know, though, that I was about to take him back? I was about to take him back. Till this day, I'm over here like, why did I even consider that? So what happened was he was calling me because I was in a safe place. He called me and he was just talking so sweet to me and apologizing. He said things gonna get better. We're gonna raise our child together, and everything's gonna be all right. You know, I love you so much. You gonna see a change in me and all that crap, right? And so he was giving me those calls, and then one call he gave me, something happened to our car in Taylor, Texas. And for some reason, he decided to blame me for it. And I had nothing to do with it. He blamed me for it. And he was cussing me out. He was calling me the B word and all of this. And I hung up in his face and I said, that's it. And that's exactly what happened. That's what made me move on. And that's when the next following day I moved to Georgia, because I was in Texas and I moved to Georgia. So I ended up having our child without him. I didn't talk to him for a while. He was mad that I left, but I just couldn't take it no more. And he just didn't get any better, because after that, he was going to jail all the time. He was beating on other females. Like, the thing is that he just wasn't ready to change. And I wasn't going to put up with it no more. And I just need women to know that if you're in an abusive relationship, you just need to leave, because he don't have no love for you. And then when you realize that when you do leave, he's going to treat the next woman the same way. And then she's going to be going through this same situation. It's time for you to love yourself and move on. I know that, you probably don't even have any children by him, but you are loved. God wants the best for you. Do you know that God be in heaven concerned about you, and he loves you? He wants the best for you, but you just don't see. You just don't feel it. You don't see that. And Satan wants you to keep putting up with this. He wants you to keep putting up with this. And you're so worried about being shamed or disgraced because of all of this. But at the same time, you need to know that people really do love you, and they're not going to shame you. They're not going to mock you. They want the best for you. That is the enemy putting stuff in your head. Okay? He's putting that in your head. And family members love you. You just don't see it, because this man that's in your life is just putting negativity in your brain. And when you get a lot of negativity, when a person keeps speaking negative into your life, that's like witchcraft. It's like witchcraft. So you're believing it. Your soul is believing. Your spirit is believing all of this. And you're in a spiritual prison, and you got to get out. You have to look in the mirror and say, do I deserve all of this? You don't deserve this. And for the people who have a loved one, be understanding. She's going to lie for him. You're going to keep convincing her. But she's, like I said, she's going to leave when it's time for her to leave. And try not to be frustrated with the spouse or her boyfriend. Try not to be, because she's going to get attacked for everything that you do. The frustration, So she just mentally, physically, she be ready to go. But mentally, the mental part, she's not ready. But sometimes we need to understand too that the woman feels unsafe in the same state as him. Because that's what made me stay with him as well. Because I'm like, man, he can find me anywhere. Sometimes you got to move that person out of state, or you got to move them like hours away from that city. Because when you get on the phone with the abuser, he will convince you. He will convince you so smoothly. And he's so good at it, because it's a demonic spirit. They know what they're doing. It's very convincing. So if I were you and you're in this abusive relationship, you just need to cut all ties with him. Block him off of your social media. Block him from your phone. If you feel that desire to go back with him, just know that it's the enemy and that he is just causing a delay in what God has for you. I had to learn all of this. And I hate, unfortunately, that I had to learn this, you know, because I went through it. But sometimes you got to be like, you know what? I went through this for a purpose to help other women. So don't be ashamed of what you're going through. Just know that God loves you, and your shame will be a blessing to many people in the future. And as of right now, I know that y'all gonna think it's weird that I say this, but as of right now, I thank God that I went through it. Because now I know what a good man is, having a good man in my life really is. You know, if I never went through that, I wouldn't have had the discernment that I have now. And I want y'all to know something, that usually an abusive man is the sweetest man to other people. He's loved. Everybody loves him in the neighborhood. He has a great personality. But in the home, he is tearing up his wife or girlfriend. That's how they are. They have the best personality. And I can see those traits in some men. Sometimes I'll be like, I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You have a good personality and your wife over here looking sad. I know who you are. So just God bless you all. You know, if you know someone who's going through this, keep them up in prayer and just encourage them every day and make them feel, what's it called? Safe. Make them feel safe. And a lot of the times, the lady who's going through an abusive relationship just don't know how to talk about it. And they just want to cry and just don't even say anything. They don't even want to talk about it sometimes. It's a lot of emotional trauma with it, to be honest with you. But God bless you. I hope that that if, like I said, if you're going through this, that you'll realize that he just don't love you. And God will send someone in your life that will love you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.